Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. I have a lot that I want to say. I have a little confession that I want to make. I just want to give a little life update. Since quarantine, it has been almost 7 weeks now since I have been able to work, and I also stopped consistently drinking my ketones. So there's a little story surrounding that, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on all of that and tell you what has happened. So about 7 weeks ago, I get told that I am no longer able to do my job as a dental hygienist, and I've been stuck home ever since. Honestly, I really don't hate it. I am a homebody at heart. I love being home. I don't understand how people can get bored at home. There's always something to do. I've spent so much time cleaning and creating things, and I've spent at least a week outside in the gardens and working on moving bushes and shrubs and planting new ones, just cleaning all of that up. The whole social distancing and stay-at-home order, I feel like, is something I've been training for my whole life. I'm a pretty big introvert, I would say, at heart. But while I've enjoyed it, it's also had its pretty crappy times, as I'm sure it has for everybody. A week into this, our furnace started having problems, and it's only 12 years old. Long story short, we had it fixed a couple times. The heat exchanger is bad. We had to drop a couple $1,000s to replace it. Obviously, that couldn't have been at a worse time, but I feel like I've learned a lot about myself in the last 7 weeks because I have been completely off track. I thought I was going to go into this and have a nice routine to follow, and not much would change, but that's not really the case. So every single month I decide to give up something just to build up my mental strength. I don't know, it's just something that I like to do, or I like to implement something that I'm going to start doing for the full month. And in March, I decided that I was going to give up sweets completely. Then this whole situation happened, and I was like, okay, listen, if the world's going to end, there is no freaking way I'm going to go down without eating my chocolate chip cookie dough. And that was just the beginning of this whole spiral. So a little confession to make is that I have had an issue with cookies, an obsession with cookies, since I was a little girl. My dad taught me how to dunk chocolate chip cookies into milk, and I've just been obsessed with it ever since. I had them for breakfast almost every day of my life growing up. I know that's not healthy, but that's the truth. And I noticed that I became like addicted to them, and the more that I would eat them, the more that I would want them. And this addiction to like chocolate or sugar or whatever you would want to call it, it wasn't healthy because when I was younger and we would have sleepovers, our house growing up was like the house. So it was the house that everyone came to for all the sleepovers. And my friends always knew that I had cookies. So they would come over and they'd want to have cookies and milk with me. And I didn't want to have cookies and milk with them because that means that they're going to be eating my cookies. And at the end of this, I was going to have less cookies for myself. Like, I would get mad at them for eating them. It was not okay. So long story short, I dealt with this issue of like wanting to binge eat cookies, and I would find that the longer I would go without having them, the less I would want them. But the second I caved and I gave in to eating them, I never wanted to stop eating them. So if you know me, you know that I started drinking ketones 3 years ago, and I've noticed a lot of really great benefits ever since. And one great benefit that I noticed is that it really helped with my sugar cravings, because I could see sweets and I could see chocolate, I could see cookies without like wanting to devour 895,000 of them all at one time. Like I said, I was not okay, and I was eating way too many cookies than I ever should have eaten for anybody in their whole lifetime. So lo and behold, I start drinking ketones, and my cravings start to go away, and I start to want them less and less and less. So throughout the 3 years, I mean, I've noticed a ton of benefits, not just from helping me with cravings, but because of this whole quarantine situation and me going back off track of what I had planned and getting out of my routine. I didn't drink ketones every day because I had so many other things on my mind, I wasn't really thinking about it. Even though it's something that I've been doing every day for so long, I just got off track. So I started to notice that I wanted to eat cookies all the time, and I have eaten so many. Did you just steal my pants out of the hamper? Yes, she did. To be honest, guys, I have eaten so many packs of cookies. I don't even know what number to tell you, probably 8. And when I eat a pack of cookies, I don't just eat like 1 or 2 at a time. No, it's like I eat half the pack in one sitting. So I knew that it was getting out of hand, and I knew that it wasn't good, but you know, our lives have been completely changed, and no, that should never be an excuse, but it is a huge wrench that has been thrown in the situation. So on top of that, I started noticing that my motivation was going away. I wasn't sleeping very well. I wasn't having any energy. Wasn't having a lot of motivation to do a lot of things. I had a huge laundry list of things that I was going to get done during quarantine, and do you think that that whole list got done? No. And on top of that, if you know me, you know that I had been dealing with IBS since I was like 15 years old, and drinking ketones is something that was able to help take away the symptoms for me. So I haven't really had any issues since. It's been super, super helpful. Well, since I stopped drinking them consistently every day, I have noticed that my digestive system is very not on track. It's not going super well. And that honestly was like the first thing that popped in my head, like, okay, what's different? And I realized that I've been drinking my ketones like maybe once a week. So going from every single day for almost 3 years to drinking them like maybe once a week, that's a huge change for my body. So our dog's birthday comes up, and every single month for her birthday, we weigh her, we take pictures, we're dramatic, whatever. But I noticed that our scale is dead. The batteries need to be changed. So I have my husband pick up some new batteries, and we go to weigh her. So I hadn't weighed myself since before quarantine. I get on the scale and I gained almost 15 pounds. So like quarantine 15, I joked about it, haha, so funny. No, like that was happening. That is not okay. I was not okay with that. But I mean, I'm not surprised that it happened because of how much my routine and my lifestyle had changed. So that's when I was like, okay, I need to get my together. So since then, I started to work out almost every single day, which is something that I haven't done consistently for like 3.5 years, and I've actually been really enjoying it finally. I started drinking my ketones again every day, and I'm noticing that I'm starting to get back on track. Everything is starting to go back to normal. I don't want to eat the house down. I don't want to eat cookies 24/7. I can walk by them without like losing my I can sleep really well. I have my energy. I have my motivation back. My digestion is going back to normal finally, and I'm not having issues anymore. So in a weird way, I'm not glad that I did this because it was not a fun couple of weeks. But in the same token, I'm kind of glad that I did, just because I've had so much success drinking ketones. And no, I don't shove it down everyone's throat because I can't stand people like that. That's just my personal opinion. If someone wants to try something, they can come to me. Just because it works for me doesn't mean that I can promise it's going to work for everyone else. So with that being said, I was always curious, like, what if the time I started drinking ketones, I just magically went into like remission with my irritable bowel syndrome, and it was just a coincidence thing? I don't know. I just wanted to have like an answer, you know, like, is it really that amazing? Or was it just coincidence? And this is just another ding 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 moment in my head that, yeah, it actually does help me. And I know you're gonna ask, has everyone who has had IBS had the same results as you? And I haven't been able to be in contact with all of them because some people don't reply back and keep in touch with me. But the answer is no. Some people do, some people don't. Like I said, everybody reacts to things differently. So just because something is really helpful for me or somebody else doesn't mean that it's going to be the exact same result for you. Just how like some people react to different medications. No, this is not a medication. It's not intended to treat or diagnose or cure anything, but it is a supplement that can be beneficial and helpful towards certain conditions and issues that people have. So while this is definitely not easy to share and it's embarrassing to say, I mean, if you know me, if you grew up with me, you already know that this is true because I would go crazy over my cookies. And fun fact, I even wrote a speech when I was in college about how I should be in chocolate rehab because I just have such a big problem with it. And I know I'm not alone there. Maybe not everyone is obsessed with cookies as I am, but sugar in general is very addictive. I actually have listened to a couple different podcasts that have said that sugar addiction can be just as strong as like hard drugs. So that's really freaking scary, and I do believe it because, like I said, the more that I have it, the more I want it, but the longer I go without it, the less I really think about it. I just know it's something that is not healthy for my body in any way, shape, or form. I'm not 15 anymore. I'm almost 27 years old, and my metabolism is not like it used to be. I could eat like a trash can all day long and I would still look really cute and skinny. That's not the case anymore. My body is not the way that it used to be. That's just how life happens. But I know some of you guys have been curious, and I just wanted to share an update on, I guess, what happens to my body when I drink ketones for a very long period of time and then I just stop drinking them. And now I know, and it's not something that I intend on doing again. It's not something I did intentional, but hey, life happens and life throws crazy things at you, and I feel like after one stressor goes away, the next thing comes, and I'm sure everybody watching this can relate to that. There's always something that's going to be thrown at you in life. We just had our puppy spayed a couple of days ago, and that's been stressful. She's doing really, really well. I've learned from her that I am a way bigger baby than I ever thought. I cry all the time about stuff that relates to her, and I don't know how I would ever be a human parent because I think I would just cry literally the entire time. So I guess now you guys know a short version of my secret. I think I was dealing with like a binge eating problem. I don't even know. But quarantine has been stressful. It throws your life completely upside down. Everything that we once knew, the way we once lived for all of us is now not the same and may never be the same. But as much as I've been treating my body like a trash can, this is the only body that I have, and I know I need to take care of it because at the end of the day, you can have really great people in your life and they can be really supportive and really helpful, and you can have all these nice tools in your tool belt that are helpful for you, but if you don't take care of yourself, then you have nobody. Like, you are the only person you are guaranteed to spend the rest of your life with. Like, your body is your vehicle and you have to take care of it. And I just realized I need to stop getting frustrated with my body for not doing what it's supposed to be doing when I'm not treating it the way that I should. You know, it's just like your car. If you never go in to get your car serviced 2 years later and it starts breaking down and parts go wrong, well, that's because you're not taking care of it. So to end this video, I'm just gonna say, you're not alone. We're all dealing with something. Take care of yourself, love yourself, no matter what. I'm not perfect, I've never claimed to be, nobody is, and that's the beauty of being a human. So I hope that this was in some way helpful or enlightening for some of you guys. I hope some of you can relate to what I had to say. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. If you're not already, make sure you hit that red subscribe button, and I would so greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.